Hello everybody, your West Country Explorer here. Now today I'm currently on my way to Grovley Woods. There's some interesting bits and pieces at Grovley Woods, so that's where I'm going to be doing the main part of my video. But I'm having a lovely cycle ride through the country lanes on the way from Shaftesbury to Grovley. What I'm going to do is I'm going to twizzle you around a second, so show you where I am. This is the countryside I'm currently cycling through. Now I know some of you occasionally follow my routes on Google Maps when I've been doing my walks and that. So the route I've come so far, I came out of Shaftesbury on the A350 in the Warminster direction, and I turned off to come through Samley and then through Tisbury, then Chilmark, and I've just sort of coming up these roads now. Oh, car going there. I'm on a restricted byway, just a bit sort of north of Chilmark, and this route's gonna follow this route pretty much. It's gonna take me to Grovley Woods, which is a big woodlands, about 20 acres in all. Yeah. Weather's a bit changeable. I had a little bit of drizzle to start with, bit of sunshine. I got a few clouds here. So anyway guys, this is the restricted byway I'm going to be cycling along for a little bit. So off we go. I'm on a restricted byway, sort of footpath type area. I'm coming up to the outskirts of Grovley Woods. As you can see behind me, trailer with a big block of concrete on it on the track. I'm guessing that's to stop people coming along here on sort of dirt bikes and like quad bikes and stuff like that. That's what I'm guessing they're in stopping them. But I'm only on the outskirts of the woods, and I'm pretty impressed with it already. So like I said, it's quite a big woodland, 20 acres in all, just over. So yeah, I'm going to be back here again, sort of doing lots of exploring, because it's quite a big place to explore. So yeah, I'm sure I'll be back here again at some point. As you can see, it's the main trackway through the woods. Loads of footpaths going off on either side of the track. So, massive, great big place to explore. Oh, just about got that track in view. So I'm just going to twizzle you around, guys. Trying to press the button single-handedly. If I can do it. I can't quite press the twizzle around button. There we go, managed to do it. Trying to operate this phone single-handedly while cycling. All good fun. Yeah, but I mean, this is a very old woods. I mean, there's been like Iron Age stuff found here, Roman stuff found here. The Roman road that comes through here, I think this is what I'm cycling along now. I think this is part of the Roman road. So yeah, but I mean, and in the Second World War, so it was used by the army. Right, there's quite a few sort of bunkers in the area, so hoping I'll find one of them. There's one that I want to find. I believe it's quite close to some trees that I'm going to go to. Yes, there's some specific trees that I'm going to go to, guys. You'll find out more later. Right, now to see if I can single-handedly press the stop button. Here we are, coming along another part of the Roman road. Just through those trees is a field. We'll see woodlands all over there, that side. Anyway, many centuries ago, where that field is now, that would have probably been woodlands as well. So, it's quite nice coming down here, this tree-lined road. And to think that Romans used to come along here. If this road could talk, I bet it'd have quite a few stories to tell. Right, so the main reason I've come to Grovley Woods, it's near Wilton, which is on the outskirts, which is sort of very close to Salisbury. In 1737, so the story goes, 4 Danish sisters by the surname Hansel moved to Wilton, and at the same time there was an outbreak of smallpox in the village, and the locals, they blamed these 4 Danish sisters for the outbreak, accused them of being witches, in league with the devil and all that, and dragged them up to the woods, up to Grovley Woods, murdered them in a quite a gruesome way. Some reports I've read on the internet said they had their skulls crushed, and they were buried here. And they were buried slightly apart from each other so that they couldn't conspire with each other in death. And what happened was, there's 4 trees growing sort of where these witches were buried. Some people say the trees were planted deliberately there, some say they just sprung up mysteriously, but there's 4 trees that mark where the witches were buried. I've spotted one of them. Now, one of the trees have fallen down, so there's only 3 trees still standing. Like I said, I've spotted one of the trees. I'm just sussing out where the other 2 trees are, and as soon as I've sussed out their exact locations, I'll start recording around the trees. So here we have one of the trees. Just so quiet here. A little bit of bird song. There's a sort of ring of branches put around. People have been leaving tokens at the trees. So if the stories are true, this is one of the sites where a witch was buried. Well, a lady accused of being a witch. This one's looking a little bit on the old side, this tree. It was only last night what I learnt about this incident with the witches, well, the four sisters being accused of witches. So I haven't had much time to do any sort of research. I mean, yes, I've been able to find out that there was an outbreak of smallpox in Wilton in 1737. So that bit of the story is definitely true. I haven't found out any information about these four sisters other than the stories I've read about them appearing at the same time as a smallpox outbreak and being accused of it and all the rest. So it'd be quite nice to find out if they really did exist. I'm taking it on face value there probably were four sisters. Don't know. It'd be quite nice to know sort of why these four Dutch sisters decided to come to Wilton. I mean, that would be an interesting story in itself, I think. And here we have the third tree. I said the fourth tree is blown down a few years ago, so no longer standing. You can see this one also has branches around it. Assuming the story to be true, and that these four sisters really were dragged up here and murdered, I can kind of understand why they were targeted. Simple prejudice against foreigners. Okay, nowadays we don't accuse people of being witches and all the stuff. I mean, we do have certain elements of society accusing foreigners of coming over here, stealing our jobs. Overlooking the fact that they're simply coming over and doing the jobs that British people don't want to do. So they're not really stealing jobs. But, you know, good old fashioned prejudice against foreigners. Oh, coming over here stealing our jobs. In those days it would have been, oh, foreigners, witches. Let's kill them and bury them in the woods. As you can see, this one has got the most, what do you call them, votive offerings? Trinkets? Don't know. I mean, I do kind of feel sorry for the four sisters, assuming the story's true. I'm not always very good at organising myself to do research, but I am intrigued enough by the story to at least make an attempt to find out if it's true. But I mean, assuming it's true, I do feel sorry for the sisters. They come all the way over to this country, come to Welton, and by sheer bad timing, they arrive at the same time there's a smallpox outbreak. And unfortunately for them, they cop the blame for it and get bludgeoned to death and buried in the woods. Now, there have been reported sightings of the sort of Four Sisters over the last sort of few hundred years. So ghostly sightings and appearances and all the rest. So yes, I'm gonna come back one night doing a bit of an investigation, and yeah, I'm gonna camp out here because I do like camping and all the rest. But the thing is though, I am intrigued by the story. Were the Four Sisters real? Why, and if they are, why did they come to Wilton and all the rest? So yeah, it's a very interesting story. It's intrigued me. I want to try and find out more. But yeah, so definitely going to be coming here one night for an overnight. If nothing else, it'll be a fun night out camping in the woods. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if I can find the bunkers. There's a couple of bunkers near this road. They're a bit further up. They're not quite close to the trees, but I've got an idea where they are. I've used the What 3 Words app, so I'm going to go and find them. Alright, so coming back the way that I came, I've got the bunker, one of the bunkers. It's almost a blink and you miss it. It's about probably 1 or 2 miles away from the witch's trees. But here you go. Right, so there's the entrance. I'm not going to go in the entrance yet, because I think just along here, all overgrown at the minute. Oh, come on, up here. Got that little peepee hole. Hello. During the Second World War, these woods were used for storing ammunition and stuff like that. Oh, down the bank. So obviously, like the woods, like all the trees and that, offered like a bit of protection and all the rest. Obviously, we're near Chilmark, and in Chilmark, I think it's the RAF Chilmark base. But no, there's a military base in Chilmark. Well, not in use now. Here we go. Here's the bunker. I think part of the Chilmark base is still abandoned, but one part is now back in use by a wine company. They use the tunnels as storage. So there you go, guys. Little ammunition bunker. There we go. Like you say, it's right next to the track, but it is very much a blink and you miss it job. Now, the Four Sisters that were accused of being witches, they're not the only ones that apparently haunt this woods. there's also the ghost of the Burcombe Woodsman. Now, there's two stories about the Burcombe Woodsman. One of the stories is that he was a poacher who got caught, and for his crimes he was hung from a tree in the woods. The other story is that he was a watercolour painter. He was out in the woods one day doing painting, and at the same time there was a deer hunting going on, and the woodsman, he got accidentally shot by the huntsman. So like I said, two completely different stories, but it's said that he haunts the woods as well. And the story goes that what happens is people hear the crack of a twig or a branch just before they see his shadowy figure. So yeah, so there's another ghost apparently in the woods. Alright, and just in here is a second bunker. The second one I'm looking for. Again, it's one of those ones you could easily miss it if you weren't specifically looking out for it. Squeeze through the undergrowth. Oh, he's been blocked off, so I can't get in that one. I'm guessing this would have been another ammunition bunker. Right. It's been pretty well sealed up. Can't really see much down there. Right, what's the best way to get? Oh, let's get back down this way. So there you go. I suspect there probably are quite a few other bunkers dotted around in the woods. These are the only two that I know of at the moment. There you go, guys. There's just a small part of Grovley Woods. Like I said, it's 20 acres in size, so there's a lot of it to explore. And I'll more than likely be back again, sort of looking around other bits and pieces of the area. But yeah, for this video, a couple of bunkers and the witch's trees. So I hope you've enjoyed, guys. I've had a lovely bike ride out here and looking around and all the rest. So it's been good fun. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. And in the meantime, guys, stay safe, take care, God bless.